Alright, we're hitting the local recording button so that when quality options do happen in 10 minutes, we'll be okay. Does Dots have a favored sports team? As long as like this has become a Pittsburgh bashing party over here in chat. Dots has the clip.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dots doesn't care about sports.
Are we going to have like dual triple clips here? Or do you think we might get a quad? Oh, did we get quality already? No, not yet.
Quality.
Oh, if you might actually appreciate this, we were calling the Kirby's Dream Land race earlier today, and I believe somebody stated that the doors really are the hardest boss in that game. It was not me. I like never even brought that up.
That's awesome. Doors are just hard in every video game.
Doors are the final boss.
You can never take doors for granted.
I might have to like remove all the doors from this house, which might make the bathrooms a little awkward, but it might be worth it to defeat the final boss.
On top of that, I mean, you can just really lower your PB of moving from one side of the house to the other.
Very true. Well, if I really want to increase my PB for moving around the house, I'm going to need fireman poles. I was waiting for Proto to mention that she called that out in the previous race. Okay, so that it... I still like that it's spreading anyway. Doors are final boss. Why do I not have that Frankerface Z emote?
Cool.
Well, if I really want to increase my PB for moving around the house, I'm going to need fireman poles. Dots is already 0.1 seconds behind. I still like that it's spreading anyway. Doors are final boss. Why do I not have that Frankerface? I might have to have a straw poll later here. Let's see who has the... Which game has the worst doors?
Are you ready today to get your first win in the KDL tournament?
If you say so. What is your KDL PB off?
Well, that's a funny story. One that I'm very glad that you asked.
Oh my.
I have a 1401, but it's from 2 years ago, and I got it on Super Game Boy 1, so...
Right.
So that is sometime with 2 years of Rust, a game where I didn't have a very good time to begin with.
Oh, I see now. That's the very same PB was on the Super Game Boy 1. Do I need to break out the Super Game Boy 1 for this, or do we have other... Do you have other stuff?
I've got other stuff. I've got a Super Game Boy 2 or a Game Boy player. Your choice.
Either one's fine. I'm playing on Super Game Boy 2. For no other reason than the Super Nintendo controller is the superior controller to the GameCube controller. Or the
Yes.
Game Boy Advance even.
Yes, Proto, that race is happening after this, and it's going to be a total shutout because I'm effectively playing it whatever semi-blind means for me. As in, I never took the opportunity to refresh myself on how to play the game, so I'm just going to play it as fast as I can. I'm looking forward to it. I joined the KDL tournament just because I thought it was exciting that a KDL tournament was happening. I don't really need to try to win it.
No,
It's not going to happen anyway.
That's fine. I think your skill level in general with games is such that you won't have that big a problem just beating the game. Honestly, the hardest part is when you get to King DDD and not being intimidated by his extremely long life bar. When he whips that thing out, I mean, it's really intimidating. But you very quickly show him your star power, and it just goes away and disappears very fast.
I'm uncomfortable about this conversation.
You're just lucky I could not remember to call it.
That's why you don't play Game Boy player games with a GameCube controller. That'd be stupid. You get an adapter for SNES to Game Boy, or to GameCube.
Yeah. There is a race room. They are readying up.
Playing with a GameCube controller would be the height of foolishness.
Alright, let's do this.
Even the Nintendo 64, when you actually have to use the D-pad, it's like so much better.
Yeah. It's a shame too, because I actually think that the N64 had a pretty decent D-pad on it. I mean,
it has a
may not be
really
everyone's
good
favorite,
D-pad.
but it's good.
It's like they took all the leftover SNES D-pads and just put them in there.
It's a shame, they should have just made more SNES controllers.
I wish they would just keep making SNES controllers. Every third-party SNES controller sucks.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
The Circa one's actually not bad for like the first week you have it, and then it's D-pad. Something happens to that D-pad, and it just falls apart. They've both readied up, and race began.
Here we go. Good luck. Have fun. Eat that cake.
All right, looks like I have Dots' stream a good 5 seconds ahead of Lax.
That's funny, I've got Lax a good 5 to 10 seconds maybe ahead of Dots. I'll just try to refresh them both.
Strange. I'll wait until Iggy to refresh, because strange things happen when I refresh. I don't want to lose huge chunks of the race. That's, you know, maybe Lack is going, not Lack, Dots is going for some fortune favors the bold right there at the beginning with this shell jumping. Oh my. Is this race determined by swag or time? Because I'm not sure if Dots is winning.
Don't tell me where Dots is.
Do we penalize runners for not using enough swag?
Okay. Thanks.
We might have to start with that. Alright, Dots is through the box jump. Black equally so. It really is the biggest point of drama on Yoshi's Island. Can you get the box jump? Oh.
Ouch.
And really
not a great start, but that's okay. I mean, that's be about 20 seconds lost or so.
Yeah. At this point, the question is, do you get the midway tape on the second go-around? Looks like no.
Whoa.
He did a normal jump there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dots going for the shell jump ends up killing himself there, so... Wow, this race.
Both might just want to call it for a rematch.
I just forgot, like...
I think that would be allowed if they both decided they don't like the run and they want to reset. Dots does...
That is just crazy.
Wow. Dots does not get the shell jump on the second attempt, but he did go for it. Lack's still not getting that midway gate. And after the first death, I would have gotten it and just eaten the time loss in Iggy's, if only to kind of guard against something weird happening.
Well, I'll tell you, this presents an interesting conundrum for commentating. I mean, the battle of who can die least, it looks like.
Well, some races are like that. Proto, you've missed 3 deaths in this race already. Dots going for shell jump, and Lack just missed the Koopa stomp in Y3, then you did a normal jump instead of a spin jump under the Koopas later in the level. And here we are. Lack starting to make up the swag gap with the fish bop at the end. Didn't see... I don't know if Dots did it or not.
I haven't died in that level in any... No, I died in...
Well, I mean, if you should go for all the swag possible in Butterbridge 1, why not go for the fish jump?
You bring up a great point. One that I hadn't quite considered. The only reason I really go for swag in Butterbridge 1 is just because, assuming that you don't make some huge gaffe, you pretty much can't lose time. And you make huge gaffes, and
Need some extra lives now.
Never go for fish pop.
Dots having that clean Iggy gets through. I think it was a 240. Lack had a 280 door, so he's obviously quite a bit behind because of the YI3 mishaps, but Iggy's castle is going well at least. I'm really glad he didn't run into the pit right after I said he was doing well in the level.
So they're the difference of one cutscene. That's about what they're setting out right this second.
Yep.
Dots with a pretty good cape grab and he's off.
So Dots can remain automatic the rest of the run. He's got a solid lead.
Absolutely.
I really hope that clip luck in FOI2 does not become a factor. I kind of hate when that happens. Only the RNG out part. I mean, if you can't get Yoshi into the wall in the first place, screw you.
Sure. But at this point, I mean, Dots would have to miss it quite a few times to normalize this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're in a position right now where Lack really kind of needs to play at his PB pace, and Dots needs to have a few mistakes to bring this back to even.
Yeah, I think it's about 40 seconds here, which is quite a bit.
It's quite a bit, especially for this early in the run.
I believe we just...
I think in general, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen it in so many of these matches, you know, someone dies in Better Bridge 1, someone dies in Forced Evolution, or someone dies in Better Bridge 1, someone dies in Roy's Castle. There's quite a few potential problem areas that can, you know, definitely make a 40-second difference.
Very true. Dots had a good donut secret there, getting the P-switch, doing all the good stuff. The quality options, by the way, just struck in the last minute or so, despite our best efforts to make it happen before the race.
Well, the good news is that you can highlight the second half and no one will ever know about the mistakes in the first half except for that I just mentioned them.
Well, that's why I have a local recording of this one. Ooh, Lack really close to that shell as he grabbed the P-switch.
Yeah, what kind of an idiot would die in Better Bridge 1? That's a great point. I don't even know why I would bring that up.
40 stars.
My god. I missed that race. I forget what I was doing that night. I think my parents were in town.
I seriously contemplated when that race was over just cutting my stream. Like, peace guys, good night.
No, that was my Darbian race, where afterwards I was just, oh god, that just happened. I think I clipped back in bounds in Forest 2 in that race, had a Roy fly death. It was a catastrophe. What's up, Magic D? Well, I guess everybody's settled down after YI. So, to be honest, going for shell jump and dying there, it's not a typical race strat to even go for that in the first place.
Did Dots do level splits for 960?
Like start, but...
Goodness gracious.
Wait, he did?
That's the information I'm receiving from your chat.
Oh my.
Oh my.
I need to finish watching the original series one day. I'm up to like episode 4.
You're almost there.
Author Blues, thank you for the host. Todd's having a great Morton fly, gets that springboard.
Alright, well here we go with the...
Good use.
Does he get the spring jump?
He got the spring jump.
Nice.
Yuna, thank you for the host.
That's a pretty solid Morton's Castle.
Yeah, it's been all automatic.
Let's see what we get from LackAttack here.
We just had a little bit of buffering there for Dots, so now he's only 2 seconds ahead on stream. If you have My god, if you have Dots' stream open, you can see his little graph for the splits, and really the only true bump there is Yoshi's Island 4.
Keep the vine.
Lack a little bit of trouble getting the jumps going. This isn't. This is a.
That's a little
No,
rough,
don't
but
go for it, Lack. I don't know why I can't name either of these players tonight. Mark, thank you for the host.
Alright, we're out of World 2, finally.
X 45 seconds behind his splits right here.
Down from 53 over them after Yoshi's Island.
So he played a pretty solid Donut Plains.
Ooh.
Oh man. Oh, that was...
I don't know if that was intentional.
It wasn't.
I mean, I think he was trying for it, but there's like a always works strat for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you take that shell, if you get it. This is the level that Dots was practicing the last like half hour before the race, so no surprise that he gets it perfectly.
That was a really, really solid VS1.
God, even Panga is saying that Panga's taking the whole thing in chat now. After my kerfuffles speaking the other night.
What can I say, man? When it comes to jokes and memes, I am a tastemaker. People look to me for what's the new hot thing to say. I'll have you know that I was the creator of Fortune Favors the Bold.
He really is. Oh my god. Okay, Lack, I was scared there when he ran off a couple of those ledges.
Yeah, me too.
But he got up there.
I was thinking that he was gonna pull off a comeback for the P-speed there, but he ended up still having to go right side. True, Proto was the bold one that I was commenting on.
Very true. That makes it the Proto. Oh my god, Proto against. God, I can't remember the WAP's name. Ribbed Killa match.
Was it that match that it came from?
Yeah, and they just refused to get power-ups.
Well, why get power-ups? I mean,
Fortune does favor the bold.
Wouldn't say it if it weren't true, people.
Proto was the boldest. That was the match between Ribbed Panga and Panga Magical Girl.
Ribbed Panga.
I wanted to, you know, if I'm gonna lose in the tournament.
Okay, we've finally hit the stretch where both players are in flyover kind of land.
But I wanted to
Dots in the Vanilla Fortress. Lack still in the Vanilla Secrets.
Playing poorly.
I think it's pretty much like what you said. Dots is a robot and is playing perfectly, executing every level, just that one hiccup in Yoshi's Island 4.
He is an incredibly efficient robot. For certain.
We call him a robot, but I have met him in person. He is flesh and blood, and we love him. Unless he wants to be the super fighting robot, in which case I guess he could be. Let's see how he does on the Reznor quick kill.
Keep those extra lives. All of them.
Lack gleefully getting all those coins to get some of the extra lives back. To go with his 40 bonus stars. I was going to say he has 55 coins, but the gold tape became coin 56. I think I'm going to switch the audio over to Lack's. Not to Lack's, to Dots's.
It's never been caught on film yet.
Although I don't think he actually has game audio. Both of them have really low game audio.
Yeah, Lex is okay.
Yeah, I went back to Lack just to get the background music. What is Dots' PB? His splits claim a 33.56 SDA time.
Correct. I think that's correct, 33.56.
Okay. No, Lax splits claim a 34.42.
That's also correct, I believe.
Alright, Reznor was nice in vanilla. Good vanilla Reznors. My god, I'm just noticing Dots is flying through Butterbridge 1. Which might be my least favorite pastime.
I'm kind of disappointed that no one else does the infinite coins.
I'm really glad you got that in that one race.
Flag was just off the chain.
You're off the frickin' chain!
As the kids are known to say.
Tell me, how much do you like the movie Hot Fuzz?
I like that movie.
It's like the best movie.
It is a good movie.
Okay, I guess I'll take it.
Best is a bit of a tall order.
But would you say that keeping fire flowers is for the greater good? I'm waiting.
I will not play into your game, unless it's specifically airplane quotes.
Don't call me Shirley. I need to
bad day to stop sniffing glue.
I need to watch that movie more. Alright, I mean, there's just not much happening here. Lack is making his way through Butterbridge 1 without much trouble. Dots is flying through Butterbridge 2, also without much trouble. Things are about to get exciting again as Dots goes into Ludwig's castle. Is it actually pronounced Ludwig with, like, would that be umlauts?
I don't know. It depends on what language you're speaking. Most people just say Ludwig.
Yeah, I've always said Ludwig. I think I've heard you mostly saying Ludwig.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Ludwig.
Good first room from Dots. Dots also using... Dots is using the duck and the slow fly strat. Those are cab strats. Nice.
Well, why do you think he has a 56? He's a great coach.
I suppose so.
If you steal strats from the best, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering why he's using mine.
Well, outside of Yoshi's Island 1, I'm probably, or 3, I'm probably...
Good cage room, switching to fire early. That's something I'm starting to pick up slowly in the, like, 2 times I've played this game since getting knocked out of this tournament.
It's the thing about these tournaments, is you notice that after it, everyone just needs to take a break.
It's true, but the tournaments themselves are still a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's how I usually pronounce it as well, except for when I'm talking to other people and I don't want them to make fun of me. I say Ludwig. Like with a V.
Yeah.
It's like with a W, but you make your lips into a V. Ludwig.
So it's Ludwig.
Yeah,
Alright.
but if you say it like that, you're gonna get beat up on the playground. I just want you to know.
Oh my god, that cape cancel.
I don't know how he pulled off that cape cancel because it didn't look like it was gonna happen, but I'm impressed.
Agreed.
Color me impressed.
Really good room, too, from Lack here. And Dots is picking up his Yoshi. A little bit of an awkward... It felt awkward anyway. I guess it worked and he didn't lose any time getting up to P-speed after getting Yoshi. He grabs the so-called lag reduction shell. Looks like a solid FOI 1, though he's not going for wings. We finally had somebody go for wings in the tournament last week.
And they got it.
Yo, what's up, Ted? Thanks for
Didn't,
the host. Sorry, I'm
wasn't it
not doing very
Kakusha
well.
went
my
for it and he
run.
got it?
No. I think it was Aaron.
Twice in the second
Oh, did he?
stage.
Yeah,
I thought I heard that Kakusha went for it in one of
Like
his
a
races and
doofus.
got it.
He might have. That would not have been last week, though.
Okay, I guess that's true. I didn't think about that.
Garbian's game. Awesome.
Well,
Thanks for coming in, guys.
here we
I'm
are.
not talking too much, so if you want
Dots
to
is
probe
going
about
for
Mr. Captain
the clips.
He and Author Blaze are doing commentary on the race.
Easy every time.
First try.
First try.
Easy every time.
Kakusho goes for it in all of his runs now.
I don't know if Chad is right on this needing more cowbell. I'm honestly not even sure where my cowbell is right now.
I'm not getting insurance cape now because of how I've been playing.
Well, you heard it there from Lack, not getting the usual Darby and insurance cape, because he knows he's behind.
Far behind to go for any safeties. It's win or go home.
There will be time for bonus capes when you're dead.
Who needs extra lives anyway?
Really?
There you go. That's
I'm
some
sorry to
solid
hear that,
advice
but
in Lack chat. Telling him,
can
don't
fail
worry
together.
where you are compared to him. It doesn't matter how good your opponent is doing against you. It doesn't affect your game. All you can ever do is play better yourself.
It's true.
Alright, hard clip.
Although
It's
there
not a
are...
full contact sport. There's no way that you can make the other person go faster or slower. All you can ever do is play your absolute best.
Well, the only other thing going on here is, at least in a race, you can abandon a few safety strats in favor of trying to go a little faster.
Absolutely.
That said, Lack's not having a lot of hard clip luck right now.
Ooh, we got through.
There we go. Is that third or fourth cycle?
Yeah, something like that. I saw him miss it twice, so maybe third.
Yeah, I think it was third cycle. On the first cycle, he got a couple of attempts in.
Bad thing sometimes.
Dots diving right at that pillar. Good job. Once I started noticing the pillar as a visual cue, I can't unsee it.
Yeah, same here actually. I used to never worry about any sort of visual cues. But now that I've noticed, it really helps with consistency.
Yeah.
Yep, practice is practice, even if you're not
Lack
playing
is
well.
up to 76 bonus stars. 76, good year.
$17.76, you mean?
Traced out is actually right. That's why you have to beat up the toughest guy on the playground first. And then he can't beat you up back. Dot's getting blown up by the castle. Alright, so I think Dots is the type to go for cannon fly every time.
Too easy every time? It's practically free. That's what you gotta know about pipe fly.
I need to just
Practically free.
go ahead and learn it then.
I believe in you.
I don't know how to pronounce the name of that person who just followed Dots, but thank you for following Dots.
Lover boy of MLG.
Oh, Major League Gaming, got it. And remember, everybody, follow both of these runners. We can get somebody like post the links in chat. We need to get LackAttack24, DotsAreCool P are the Twitch channels.
Their usernames have the same number of characters.
Why would you notice that? But that's funny.
Because I'm using Chatty, and it's a monospace
seconds.
font, so they're the exact same length on my screen.
Nice. MTI, it's okay if you're slightly drunk. It just means that when you fall in the ravioli of Roy's Castle, you'll just burn up a little faster. Dots having a good ghost house, gets the boo bounce.
Ooh, but he doesn't go for the door fly.
Does he usually?
I don't know what he does.
They sort of do, right, dog?
A lot of people do.
They sort of do.
I don't see why you wouldn't go for it. It's practically free. Oh, looks like we got Lack going for pipe fly as well.
Nice.
Fortune favors the bold. What you gotta know about this game? Oh, and he gets it. He gets it too easy.
Nice.
It's practically free. Alright, so we got Dots wrapping up Chocolate Island 2. We've got Lack going into Choco Ghost House at this point. Ooh, looks like
Did we get a
Lack's,
picnic?
Internet might have just cut out.
Uh-oh. He's gonna, like, come back on stream in Wendy's Castle, isn't he?
His internet blips sometimes.
You just posted something in IRC. Dots just did the nice, safe chocolate secret strat. And is through room 1 just fine. Suddenly Lack is at Bowser. I mean, remember when you splice your videos, you can't give yourself too big of a jump, otherwise it looks suspicious. I'm reluctant to try and refresh this stream in the middle of Dots going through some interesting levels. Don't want to miss.
When it's back up.
Yeah, I don't want to miss any of Wendy's Castle.
Crazy to think that because of this picnic, this is going to be the new world record. Black is going to have the world record in No Star World after this.
So true.
He's going to turn his stream back on. He's going to be LA Bowser 2. Just watch. Here it comes.
Here we go.
Stream's coming up.
That looks like well, it's a level that ends in 2, certainly.
Oh well, you know, I was only off by a little bit.
It looks like he grabbed the springboard backup cape at the end of Chocolate Island 1.
It did look like that, yes. The Lack is a little more than a stage behind at this point.
Yeah, and it's a long stage too. Dots gets the crusher skip too, so he's still going to save every last second. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, he gets the clip.
Really?
That's rough.
Really?
He's having the equivalent of my race right now.
I guess it's less fortune favors the bold and more what comes around goes around.
That was a neat strat I've never seen before. He had the Buzzy Beetle, and then he threw the Buzzy Beetle at the cape block to get the cape quicker.
Yep. Use those shells when you have them. That really, I mean, we've all been in those races where we have to say, "What, really? Did that just happen?" And that was definitely one of those moments. Oh no. Alright, I guess his stream is down for you as well, so I shouldn't bother trying to refresh.
Yeah, it's still down right now. The Dots is going in with a passable run still. I mean, even with all the mistakes that happened, he's still got a pretty solid run going on.
Dots' run, I think, really, it's just Yoshi's Island 4. Everything else has been really good.
Right. I mean, he's only 14 seconds behind the splits right now, which is pretty impressive.
He's actually less behind than he was after Yoshi's Island 4. You follow this graph of the run, there's like very little red in here. Everything's basically even or green. Sure. He holds up there because those boos were a little off the edge for scrollless. He gets scrollless.
Very nice.
Thank you for posting, whoever posted that in the middle of the tournament, the how to know if you're getting scrollless picture that showed those two boos that are on top of each other vertically lined up over the last tile.
Right.
Now I see that every time.
I think I might have tweeted that out. It was a picture that Wasman had made. He had used to help teach people. He gave it to us right before the tournament.
I think
I don't know why we didn't think to share it.
Orb.
Alright, so Lack is coming out of Wendy's Castle right now. So, little more than a stage behind. Unfortunately, the stage he's behind on is an excruciatingly long one.
So, it's a pretty formidable lead at this point for Dots. He's going the right way through Vob 1.
Dots would have to make a pretty sizable mistake to lose this at this point.
I think
if Lack plays at his best right now, we'd have to see Dots not only die somewhere within the sandbar, but also probably a death in Valley Fort would be necessary to kind of even things out.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like he has to get bopped by Reznor in some unfortunate manner.
I'm not saying we're definitely seeing a race in favor of Dots, but Dots would have to make some pretty severe mistakes to lose this at this point.
Yeah, he has
exactly when he needs it.
He has easily like 1 or 2 shots at sandbar if he wants it. Nice scrollless despawn from Lack.
Very nice. Alright, so we just saw I don't know if it matters, but we just saw Dots miss the midway tape on
I just
Bob
look
2.
up and it's like everything's disconnected.
Doesn't go for it.
I really thought he was gonna go for it for a second there, because this version of the skip, if like
and that lag is strong.
going through that tunnel while it's going up, really only makes sense if you're going for sandbar skip or sandbar clip.
I think MTI wants somebody to say orb like 50 times here.
Orb, 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 orb.
We're just
I'd love
gonna
to say it for you, but
I know we're not gonna see it.
Oh.
Hypothetical. It's Schrodinger's orb. Maybe he got it, maybe he didn't, but we'll never find out.
Orb, 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 orb. Get bodied at MTI.
We're gonna assume that's Comcast's fault. I don't know what his ISP is, I'm just gonna blame Comcast anyway. Chat is amazing right now. We love you guys. MTI was gonna play against the rules. He's a rebel without a cause over there. A movie I've never heard of, except for when people say that I'm one. Dots getting the P-Speed Fortress down.
It really looked like Dots was going to be going for the Crusher skip there at the end of Fob, but
yeah, that 1 extra cycle skip.
Yeah, saves about 3 seconds. It's not unnecessary, but with his lead, it definitely wouldn't have made sense to give up 45 seconds to save 3.
Down goes Reznor. Lack making a point of tagging that midway tape.
That's a good habit to get into.
If you're a fan of Kirby's Dream Land, it looks like their current tournament match is going to best of 3. Oh! No!
Man, that was... I can't believe that just happened.
That looked like a lot of the practice attempts too.
That's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I mean, there have been others. But we did want Lack to pull through a little better here.
Okay, so...
He didn't even go for the backup cape that time.
Yeah, he doesn't have a backup cape now, so... That was easily one of the most heartbreaking things in this entire run. You want so badly for Lack as the underdog at this point to pull through with that 6 sandbar clip, and it's just extra heartbreaking for it to work and then not work.
So, I didn't look to see what happened with Dots trying to go, if he even tried to go for a cape kill, but clearly he wasn't getting it. But he does have his Mecha Koopa for ball skip.
I wonder if he played it safe. I would say that easily the first phase of the Bowser cape kill is the most complicated one, and you really don't lose much of anything to just not do the cape kill strats on that first phase. The second and third phases come so easily, there's almost no sense in... And he's not doing the actual cape strat here either.
Honestly, phase 2 is the phase I don't even try and do, because I know all I have to do is get the ball skip, and the rest of it's pretty much free.
Right.
Lose maybe 2 seconds.
Phase 2 doesn't save that much time. Phase 3 can save a decent chunk of time, and Phase 1 can save a decent chunk of time. Phase 2, it's fairly small. I'd say, yeah, 2 or 3 seconds is probably what you're looking at losing for not doing the Phase 2.
I think this is going to be it, right?
Mm-hmm. Looking like it.
Yeah, RaceBot has a 34-12. Each gets dropped at 34-12. Nice.
Sounds about right to me.
GG. It was better than my PB anyway, so.
34-12, I think, might be exactly what he got on his race against No, he got 34-18 against GDF. And let's be perfectly fair right now. Lack's having a little bit of a hard time with this run. I mean, I'm sure his internet going up and down isn't helping a ton. He's been having a little bit of a hard time with this run, but there's something to be said for the fact that Dots played better than Lack's PB.
I'm just glad Lack noticed he was not going to make that jump and pulled back before the worst happened.
Right. That was a really solid run from Dot. So that would have been PB pace if he hadn't.
Except,
so he had
yeah,
that hiccup in YI4.
He's actually below where that hiccup was. If you look at the graph up on his stream in the splits.
Yeah.
It was a solid run.
Seconds. That would have been a PB for him.
Unfortunately, though, he did not clap.
Oh, I think that actually disqualifies you in this tournament, right?
I think it means we have to take into consideration the fact that Lack has 76 stars. He's very patriotic over there. I mean, the judges might show him a little bit of favoritism there. Anywho, Dots becomes the second member of the losers bracket. I guess I don't want to call it the final four because there's another round with 4 people in the losers bracket, but it's the second losers bracket side of the final 8. Overall 8.
Well, someone wants to let Dots know that he still has time. If he resets and gets a run with claps in it, we can count it.
And let's see, this side of the bracket, Dots goes on to face the winner of Reaper Goblin and Panga. Panga, I think with the elimination of LackAttack, Panga is the new lowest seed remaining. Easily.
It may be worth mentioning right now while Lack is finishing up, just a little bit about Lack's run through this tournament. He came from having no PB in this tournament, basically learning the whole category right at the very start of it, and at this point he went almost all the way.
Yeah, he went deep in this tournament for having never really played the game before.
So he took on Barnowl, beat Barnowl, an established SMW runner. He took on Prawclaw and beat Prawclaw, an established SMW runner. He took on Mr. Cab, beat Mr. Cab, an established SMW runner.
And he took on Author Blues, an established SMW runner.
Beat Sweetie T, an established SMW runner.
Sweetie T especially is probably the most established SMW runner I think he's faced. Is Sweetie T the only one he faced who's actually played the game at a GDQ?
Only one I can think of. Then he beats me, an established SMW runner. And it wasn't until he got to Dots that he finally got knocked down. Which I think is just incredible.
My worst performance of the tournament.
Dots' consistency is just amazing.
Rip me.
Who was it that knocked him down to the bottom initially? So he beat Deferos, who was an established SMW runner in the winner's bracket, and then unfortunately met up with Truman really early on.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know,
that would do it.
No shame in losing to Truman there.
I was really nervous. Like, I couldn't even play.
Still not a terrible run from Lack at all. Still sub 40. I get 37s and I feel like I had a pretty good run. No shame in those times at all.
Definitely. Well, looks like that's going to be it for both of them. With Lack's internet cutting in and out, we may not see him coming back, and Dot's cut once his race was over, so...
Yeah.
I think that's going to wrap us up.
Yes, it does. Do you know of any other exciting, some kind of tournament matches happening tonight?
Oh, you know, I'm not quite sure. I heard there's one with, what is it?
It's some Game Boy game.
Is there like a Metroid 2 tournament or something?
No, it's Kirby's Dream Land.
Kirby's Dream Land? People speedrun that game?
Yeah, it's the very first game that featured Kirby. He didn't even have the ability to gain weapons from his enemies yet. I mean, it
blows my mind that there's even a Kirby video game.
Yeah, it's this great game. It only takes like 15 minutes to run through. There's actually a lot of RNG, so the tournament's in a best-of-3 format.
Wow, best of 3. That's gracious for a game with so much randomness.
I know. It's really thoughtful of the organizers to do that, to let the RNG kind of even out a little bit there. You know who's...
of anyone playing tonight?
I actually, on the schedule, it says I'm playing.
You're playing?
I know.
Man.
Like, what's... And,
who are you playing against?
It says I'm playing against you.
Oh, wow.
This is gonna be... This is gonna be awesome. I think, let me see. I think I have a link here. This might actually be the first time we've been able to actually raid another tournament from the tournament, which makes me have to break character in this little skit because it's just that cool. So there you go, Bloody Candy is currently restreaming actually another match of the Kirby's Dream Land tournament. Between Icarius and who else is in this? The Cosmic-y, the Dolphin? What? Well, I'm sure the name's up on the other stream. You see in this bracket, what does it say? Cosmic-y, the Dolphin, yeah. That name's a mouthful.
Nice. All right, well, you know, if everyone wants to go catch that restream that's happening, you know, restreamers gotta hit up restreamers. And,
yep. Support your SRL tournaments.
I guess it'll be me and Mr. Cab.
Yeah.
Race of who can suck least.
Well, we'll see what we can do. All right, so, any last words?
Nitwit. Bubble.
Well, I'm gonna go with it then. Have a good night, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes, and don't lose Cape.